Hello and welcome back to SF Giants Recap. And the Giants, they made a pretty good move today. They traded away Mitch Haniger and Anthony DeSclafani, getting former Cy Young winner Robbie Ray from the Mariners. And there are a few cash exchanges as well. So we're going to go over all that in today's video. But overall, I think this is a great move by the Giants, and we need pitching. Haniger didn't really perform well last year for us. DeSclafani is overdue. He's not doing anything. And getting Robbie Ray, who's coming off of an injury, is a little risky, but I think it's worth the trade because there wasn't much promise with Anthony DeSclafani nor Mitch Haniger. So this is finally a good move from the Giants. And so let's start off by going over Robbie Ray's stats. So Robbie Ray only pitched 3 1/3 innings last year because of his injury, but in 2022 with the Mariners, he pitched 189 innings, getting a 3.71 ERA. He pitched really well, getting 212 strikeouts, so a solid pitcher. Nothing bad rap about him in the past couple of years, except for the injury. 2021, 2.84 ERA, 193 pitching innings pitched, and 248 strikeouts. So really, really good performance by him in 2021, and hopefully he's coming into his age 32 season. I don't think for pitchers that's that big a deal because pitchers, for hitters, you're worried about their stamina, how well they can do in the field, and everything. With the pitcher, it's just that velocity and the control. And if you got both of those, age isn't really a problem. Like Verlander and all those guys who go into their 40s pitching, I don't think we have much to worry about in that aspect. It's more about the injury and if he can stay consistent, because he started out his career, he had a couple good years, but really in the 2019-2018 seasons, he was around the 4 to 4.5 ERA area. So that's kind of the area we want to stay out of, and don't want to just be signing those average pitchers who you could have signed anyone. So getting him on this roster, I think, will be a great thing for us, and getting Mitch Haniger and Anthony DeSclafani off the roster will be an even better thing. So we'll see how they'll play out. To go over the Giants roster, we now, since we get rid of Haniger and DeSclafani, that opens up a spot for the outfield, which is why we got Jung Ho Lee, and then Slater's going to be in the question mark area. Same with Yastrzemski. So we'll see how that plays out. If you look at the Giants pitching staff, we have Logan Webb, Alex Cobb is still there, Tristan Beck's a contender for there. He was off and on last year. Kyle Harrison was a rookie last year. He pitched pretty well. We also have Keaton Winn, who could be in conversation for a trade or could be pitching for that rotation spot. And then we add on Robbie Ray. I think that we have a solid rotation. We need to get rid of Ross Stripling somehow. He shouldn't even be on the roster and has to earn it during spring training. I think you force his hand, you give him a decent amount of innings during spring training, see how he performs, and if he's performing really well, give him a shot. Why not? But if he's not, let him go. We've seen how he was last year. No consistency. He had maybe 1 or 2 good games, and those good games were Logan Webb's like average game, if you know what I'm trying to say. And he's just not good. So adding Robbie Ray, I think, puts Ross Stripling in jeopardy, because I'd much rather go towards Tristan Beck, Kyle Harrison, Keaton Winn, guys who we can grow, we can fix up their arm movement or anything like that because they're young, than Ross Stripling, he's already too bullheaded to learn anything. We just have to let him go, in my opinion. So we'll see how everything will work out with that, because it's none of my decision, and we'll have to see how everything works out in spring training. I think it'll be a close call between how long they'll give Ross Stripling and if they'll give him much of a chance. But for the outfield, though, we have Slater. We don't have Haniger anymore. Conforto's still out there. We have Wade, who can play outfield. He's mainly just played first base, though. So I think that if we go after one more outfielder, and in my opinion, go after Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman would be huge to sign, and I think that you put him at third. J.D. Davis, he wasn't very good last year. He kind of dropped off in the last parts of the season, had his strikeout numbers way up, double play numbers way up, and those two things, they don't contribute anything to the team. So you need to have someone who can do that. I think Matt Chapman would be the guy. He's played in the Bay before, and to add him, that would be huge. So I think that this is a great trade by the Giants. I think Zaidi actually did something good, and we can keep that going, though. Again, I said this earlier in the last video. We don't have to stop at this time. We can keep going. We can keep adding people. So That's what I hope happens, and that will do it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you next time for a new SF Giants recap video.